you have God on your side. So even if the devil want to mess up with that business, and sometimes even with all your planning, the business plan, the strategy, the advice, the connection, there are some things in between here that you don't know. I've gone through a lot and I have lost a lot. The roadblock now happens to be, so I had a couple of guys, doctors, accountants, people were interested, but I wanted to with just one person. So I got someone and the guy was excited. He said, wow, this is good. And Chinda, I know you. I mean, anything you put your mind to, man, you gotta work. And again, you have God on your side. So even if the devil want to mess up with that business, he's in trouble because he can't even try it.
Back to sender.
So Satan can't even try anything like that. So he came in, so he just injected some couple of money into the whole plan, and then we went in investing into it. And we have us there. We signed all the legal agreement with the lawyers and what he's going to get for the next 5 years, every year at the end of financial plan and paying on corporation tax and stuff like that. So we sorted that out, and then I went all in. Now, but one of the challenges which I realized was the fact that the business was supposed to start January 28th, but the business started August 25th.
From January to August.
And I was paying the rent, the commercial rent from January to August. Now, prior to this time, when all this analysis was done last year, the plan, the strategies, the everything, and then with the application of the mortgage was supposed to take 5 to 6 weeks. So with Christmas in between, the whole thing was all great, all amazing, all fantastic, and to pull up the money. So I wanted to use that to get this thing going. However, the business investor has already paid money to me a month, 2 months before we had to start. So it's my own chunk now, which is far higher than his, almost times 4 or 5 of his, but the money was coming from the mortgage. So in January, we now hit a roadblock. Now, the roadblock now happens to be the company that I was applying this thing for whatever it is. I mean, this thing don't normally happen, but it did happen to me. And I want to be honest and vulnerable about this. Because sometimes you have a plan from A to B, in between is called process. And sometimes even with all your planning, the business plan, the strategy, the advice, the connection, there are some things in between here that you don't know.
Right.
Out of your control.
Right? So I did everything I had to do. Unfortunately, one of the senior mortgage broker and advisor in this big financial organization in the UK, I don't want to call the name, became discriminative. Now, I will tell you how did we find out. Because everything required to get my remortgage through and pull out my huge equity is clear. We've met everything 100%. So the mortgage company that was dealing with this, we've seen everything. They are top notch. They know what they're doing. And January came, no approval. How?
Really?
February came, no approval. What is going on? March came. The two guys in charge of our case in the financial keep asking us for things that they shouldn't ask us.
To make it more difficult for you to.
That's right. And the shocking part is April came, we just keep supplying more information, more documentation, more this. Like all the companies and all the other people we know, I started calling all that. They said, no,
it doesn't take that.
You provided everything. Why would they still be asking this? Something is not right. April came, nothing. May came, nothing. Oh wow, what is going on? June came, nothing.
Hey.
We were like, what is, are you sure this is the right? If I had to go and pray, God, is it the devil leading me about this business, or is you leading me? Because it seems like everything's supposed to go smooth, perfect, wonderful. I almost started doubting if this thing I'm about to do is the right thing.
Thing to
And then
do.
questioning my spiritual sense, intelligence sense, emotional sense, logical sense. I use all the sense I had. And I'm like, I don't know. So I went on LinkedIn to research the two guys, the senior mortgage provider in July. And I started scrolling down his page. Apparently, this year, there's a new award that the company is given, and it's called the more challenging, difficult senior broker in the company that does not take nonsense from anyone, whatever it is. So he was bidding to win that award, and he put it on his LinkedIn. He is receiving the award of the most difficult, challenging, thorough mortgage broker in the firm, in the organization. I saw that. I said, my spirit just clicked. Wait a minute. No way. He's using my case to win whatever he's trying to achieve in his. I was like,
Why is that even a
oh
thing?
my God. I have never
That's
seen this.
shocking.
I showed my wife his LinkedIn page. I said,
Oh my.
see what is happening? My wife, straight up, my wife said, no, this is pure discrimination. There's something wrong here. And we this is where my spirituality came in. And then I went to pray, and I fasted about it. And I said, God, you led me before I started this process. You were with me, and you told me to go ahead. And I heard you clearly. The voice wasn't the voice of the devil. It was you guiding and directing me. Now look at the roadblock I am. Do you know my landlord? We signed a lease for 5 years. Many people has been coming to the shop to pay more to my landlord to cover in case I have to pay whatever charges because I signed a contract. They will cover it to kick me out because the place is quite strategic. I'm not joking, like seriously.
Wow.
And he keep calling me, okay, maybe you can't open the business.
Afford it,
Maybe,
like
yeah, you
trying
can't
to get
afford
you
it.
to give up.
Yeah, just give up. My landlord said, just give up. It's okay. Many people plan stuff, he never work and all that. This man called me several times while we are going through all these things because it's a prime location. People want to use his property, and I'm still paying him anyway. It's not like I'm owing him. I'm paying him even though I haven't started. So this is where the whole thing become very, very crazy. I went to go to prayer. I said, God, please just help me on this. I don't understand what is going on. And then after the prayers, one thing with me, I'm blessed with writing. I'm an author, and I know how to write so persuasively that if you read my write-up, you know you gotta think about your life and think about everything about you seriously. And my wife knows that. Anytime we have issues, problem with government, with this, with that, with whatever, when I sit down, this is a gift I have. This is not, I'm not being prideful about it. God gave me the ability to coin words that are very powerful. So I sat down and I wrote 3 pages with evidences and fact. And my title is Discrimination Against Me Based on Race. You see, because I'm black, you're doing this to me. And I had all the facts. So I copied it to the management board because there was an email on their website, to the complaint department, to the customer service, to about 7 different departments in the organization. The following day, I got a call. They said, excuse me, what? And I told them the whole paper will be published online in 5 days if you do not respond.
Wow.
I will publish it online if they don't respond. So in just over 24 hours, no, less than 24 hours, they called me and they said, this is really damaging to our organization. We've never seen it. Are you sure of what? Then the complaint people started talking to me, like they were calling me. I said, I've got my facts, I've got my evidences, and I've gone to check on LinkedIn. I copied, I screenshot, I did everything. I said, I am ready for whatever. And I told them, if you don't resume in 5 years, I will copy it everywhere. And then I will take this to the government organization, independent, verifiable organization, to check what I am going through because of this remortgage. We call it the Financial Ombudsman Man, very powerful government organization for something like this.
In
so
the
they
UK.
said, no, you don't have to copy them yet. We gotta deal with this. So they took these two guys out of my case within 24 hours and put two top senior mortgage brokers in 2 days. They replied and they said this mortgage should have been approved in January. Wow. This is end of August, end of July now. They said they can't. Why? That the guy is right. There's something wrong here. This everything is perfect. Why? So the third day, remortgage was issued. They issued me the remortgage I've been waiting for since January 12th.
Wow.
We issued it end of July. So now you see how the devil is just so bad. They issue that because here at the end of the day, when they issue you something, they will now send it to another company that will now begin to work with the lawyers for all the legal parts and all that stuff. Now, the interesting thing, the company they send it to said they couldn't find my file on their system. My file over there, they showed them proof that they sent my offer letter to them to start to expedite everything because of what I've been through. This other company said, no, there's nothing.
They have not received it.
And guess what? That is about 2 weeks has already passed. Nothing is happening to the case. So I sat down and I said, what is going on again? Then I called the office headquarters in Edinburgh. I called the Glasgow. I called the Manchester. I called the Newcastle. So the Newcastle said, oh, well, sorry, we've just seen what is going on here. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, I can't find it, but I will be into this. I was calling them back to back.
That must have been stressful.
Until they said they got my form, but it was archived. Archived for what? Why are you gonna archive something? So nobody was looking at it. So nobody was looking at that system, but they found it. I said, this thing. Wow. I now see why all fight and battle, it was everywhere. So by the time we arrived to this point, they started expediting things. The two guys that did this to me were suspended.
Good.
And they told to me that they are under investigation.
Good.
Right? So, in fact, as long as that is happening and they still prove they will not win the award, unfortunately. What has happened to them, whether they still have their job or whatever, but they suspended them. I got all the details. I said, listen, I've gone through a lot and I have lost a lot. But right now, I just want to get on with my life, get on with my family. Those guys, whatever you guys want to do with them, that's up to you, based on your policies, based on your disciplinary procedures, whatever you want to do. But at the end of the day, what has really spurred me was sometimes the goal you have, by the time you start trying to bring it to pass, don't expect it to be 100% smooth. Just have at the back of your mind that you're about to change lives. You're about to impact lives. You're about to do something that is so transformational.
Like and follow for more.